In terms of the monies that we get for the different schools, most of the money we get for the schools is for average daily attendance. We get monies for lottery, and we get monies for these schools since they're K-5s, class size reduction. In addition, we get monies for Title I and economic impact aid. Those last two are categorical restricted funds. In terms of, for most of the dollars that the kids generate, most of those resources actually go to the schools. And so in terms of, for instance, class size reduction, what they generate, they get it all.
Would you say that a cent out of all those titles in federal and state, do they get 100% of that money?
For Title I, no. The way Title I allocations work, there's a certain amount that goes for, what do you call it? Supplemental educational services.
Okay, if you could what percentage would you say they get?
For Title I, probably the school allocations for Title I is somewhere around half.
So they get 50% of Title I.
All schools who get Title I.
All schools get 50%.
Right.
And Title I is usually directed at helping needy kids.
Right, so the other 50% is helped for needy kids as well.
So their ADA, these are by kids showing up to classroom, being in class, you get an ADA.
Right.
What percentage of that do they get, the school get?
We get about $5,200. I believe they get somewhere around 4,000.
So they get, where does the other, so they get 4,000 and the district gets 1,200. Where does that 1,200 go?
What that 1,200 goes to help fund the special ed program. If you understand special ed, we get monies for special ed, but it's a mandated program, but not mandated revenues. So we have to supplement the special ed program. Our contribution to special ed is somewhere around $17 million. And there's another $3 million for special ed transportation. Then we also have to fund what they call routine repair and maintenance, which is funds for our buildings and grounds people who support all the schools in terms of all the repairs that go to the schools. Then there's the monies that we have to set aside for the payment of the state loan. It's about $6 million. So,
but that $6 million comes out of what fund? I mean, the school generated. Because the only way we get money is the school generates it. I mean,
right.
The superintendent doesn't generate money from the state. The kids do. So where do we pay that one from?
We pay from the same place. I don't understand your question.
I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. One of the discussions we've had here is what the schools are asking for. They want to make sure that the majority of funds that those kids earn goes back to teaching those kids.
Right.
And one of the criticism we even get, during the layoff notice is that centrally, we have a percentage of funds that we need to maintain your central operations. And I guess what I'm trying to understand, and the public keep asking, what percentage of what the kids are entitled to is coming to the central?
I can tell you this, as far as the amount of resources that we get from the general fund that are unrestricted, we get about $270 million. The amount that we use to support the central office, not to support schools, to support the functions to support schools like payroll, accounts payable, human resources, that percentage is somewhere around 7%. So anything that is for schools that's not budgeted directly in a school's budget is really to support the schools, like campus supervisors, those kind of supports that are not in their budgets, but are also supports for schools that are funded centrally. But as far as us in here, and the back office to support the schools is roughly about 7% of the budget.